In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Saturday, June 15th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our June 15th MLB slate we got going on for Saturday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon as well. All right. Right now we're at the YouTube channel here. Currently at the homepage, 5.87 thousand subscribers. Our goal is 10K, and we are well on our way. Thanks to everyone showing up and showing out. Continue, if you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. It helps so much towards the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience as we come to a close to this basketball season, and we're going to be moving on to the MLB season and get cooking, might I add. All right, so baseball is probably my highest. I think it's my best sport. I think baseball is my best sport. If I'm going in between baseball, football, always the futures on football are awesome. Baseball, day in and day out, more consistently since there's so many games, I would say baseball is the most profitable. All right, so guys, if you're interested in the premium plays, if you're interested in the future bets, you sign up for that Patreon link down below. And guys, continue to like and comment and subscribe. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. In Wrigley Field, we have the Chicago Cubs versus the St. Louis Cardinals here. NL Central battle, 34-34 the Cardinals. Chicago Cubs 33-37. Looking at the current odds right now, we do not have the total yet for this particular game here, but the money line -175 for the Chicago Cubs. The comeback on the St. Louis Cardinals is at a +145. Like I said, run spread is always going to be at a -1.5. Total runs, we don't have information yet. For the public bet percentage, we just have the numbers on the money line. 92% of the bets on the Cubs and 50% of the money. So people are coming in on the Cardinals here. Very, very weird to see when you're looking at this pitching matchup that we got the money split in half, according to what we see the bet percentage at as well. All right, starting pitchers, we have Andre Pallante, 2-2 with a 4.88 ERA, going up against Shota Imanaga, 6-1 with a 1.96 ERA. Pallante is a guy that I've been picking on week in, week out. Pallante, a righty that struggles against righties. I strongly dislike pitchers like that. He, against right-handed hitters, he has a 2.16 home run per 9, a 10% K rate, so he does not strike them out at all. A 390 batting average, which is awful. A 2.76 whip, and a 6.85 xFIP. All right, so he's going to see 5 righties in this lineup for the Chicago Cubs, at least 5 righties, and that does not bode well for him. Imanaga has been the newly acquired Japanese stud for the Chicago Cubs. He's been elite at home with a 1.31 ERA. No question mark here between him, and the Cubs have not beaten the Cardinals yet this year, and they've already had 3 games against this team. I think this is the perfect spot here where the Cubs finally get a win against the Cardinals. Give me them on the money line at a -175. I love that. Give me them on the run spread, which is going to be at a -1.5 as well. I love that. For the total, I imagine with these two pitchers here, is going to be around that 7 to 8 range, I would lean towards the under runs in this one. If it's 8 runs, I'm leaning towards the under in that spot. But love the Cubs money line, and I love the Cubs on the run line as well. In Oriole Park, Baltimore Orioles 45-23 going up against the Philadelphia Phillies 46-22. Looking at the current odds right now, Orioles at home minus 185 against the Philadelphia Phillies at a plus 150. You do not get to see the Phillies as that big of an underdog. That's very, very rare there. Total runs are set at 9. For the public bet percentage, we only have information on the total runs right now. So 80% of the bets and 73% of the money coming towards that over 9 runs here. And that's probably predicated towards, we have a mismatch here in Tawan Walker 3-1 with a 5.40 ERA going up against Grayson Rodriguez, who's 7-2 with a 3.27 ERA. He has been phenomenal this year. Tawan Walker has been putrid this year. Main issue is what he does against left-handed at-bats. All right, he's given up a 2.08 home run per 9, a 330 batting average, a 1.75 whip, an xFIP at 5.12, and he's gonna have to see at least 5 lefties in this lineup here for the Baltimore Orioles. So that's big question mark here. They should rack up the runs against the Philadelphia Phillies and Tawan Walker. On Grayson Rodriguez's side, he's been absolutely elite, phenomenal at home, 2.12 ERA. Phenomenal K rates of both hands, lefties and righties. And the Phillies' opportunity to get some runs on this team here in the Orioles is going to have to come through the bullpen, because Grayson Rodriguez has been stellar. So give me the money line on the Baltimore Orioles. If I'm looking at the total, I'm going to be creeping towards the over 9 runs here. I think they put up a big number against the Phillies. Phillies might try to fight back in that back end of the game in that 6, 7, 8, 9 range, where they can probably put up some runs. But I expect the Orioles bats to get cracking, and I love that total of over 9. But the main play here is money line on the Orioles. If you're considering them to win with that run spread at -1.5, that one is on the board as well that I'm leaning towards. Next up at American Family Field in Milwaukee, we have the Brewers 40-28 going against the Cincinnati Reds 33-35. Looking at the current odds right now, Milwaukee Brewers at home as favorites, -135 on the money line with the comeback of the Cincinnati Reds at a +110. The total runs are set at an 8.5. For the public bet percentage, we have 90% of the bets and 99% of the money all over the Milwaukee Brewers right now. For the total runs, 85% of the bets, 82% of the money towards the over 8.5 in this game here. For the pitching matchup, we have Andrew Abbott 5-5 with a 3.28 ERA going up against Bryce Wilson here 3-3 with a 4.19 ERA. For Bryce Wilson, he's a righty that pitches very good to other righties. His issue for Bryce Wilson is what he does against left-handed at-bats. He's given up bad numbers here. 2.49 home run per 9 against lefties, a 323 batting average against lefties, a 1.98 whip, xFIP of a 5.31, and he's going to have to see 6 left-handed at-bats here going up against these Cincinnati Reds. So that is a big question mark there for Bryce Wilson. He's got a lot to handle here. Andrew Abbott on the other side has been very solid this year for the Reds. He does give up some power to right-handed at bats. That's his main little issue. So this can be a good spot for their catcher Contreras and Rhys Hoskins. All right, so those are going to be their 2 power bats that could get cracking against Andrew Abbott here. But the main issue is all the left-handed at-bats that Bryce Wilson's going to face. I think this is a perfect spot to take advantage of an underdog here. Give me the Reds on the money line at a +110. You can go with that run spread as well if you want to play it safe. Get that run in your back pocket at a +1.5 at a -175. Very safe. I recommend that. And if I'm going to choose an over/under, I'm going to go towards the over 8.5 runs here in Milwaukee. But I do expect the Cincinnati Reds bats to have a very good day here. In the Minute Maid Park here, Houston Astros 31-38 going against the Detroit Tigers 33-35. Looking at the current odds right now, Houston Astros on the money line at a minus 145, with the comeback of the Detroit Tigers at a plus 120. Total runs at a 7.5 for the public bet percentage here. Money line, 75% of the bets and 98% of the money towards the Houston Astros. So public and sharps on the Astros here with Justin Verlander on the mound. For the total, 92% of the bets, 90% of the money towards the over 7.5 runs. Starting pitching, we have Jack Flaherty here, newly acquired here. First time being in Detroit, coming from St. Louis, where he spent his majority of his career. 3-4 with a 3.22 ERA. Justin Verlander, veteran, 3-2 with a 3.95 ERA. Let's just go over some of the issues here that I'm seeing. Justin Verlander, he has some home road split. He has a 5.40 home ERA. That's a concern. Righties have been getting to him. He's given up a 272 batting average, a 1.25 whip, and a BABIP at over 300. And then the xFIP is at 4.81. So those are the concerns with Justin Verlander. This is not your old Justin Verlander. Obviously, this guy is past 40. So he still has something left in the tank, but not what you're used to seeing here. But Jack Flaherty has been phenomenal this year. A 3.22 ERA, and he's getting better, all right, and he pitches even better on the road. He has a 30% K rate to both lefties and righties as well. And you're going up against a struggling Houston Astros team that a lot of people expected to be well over 500, but there's 7 games under 500. I think this is a spot where I'm going to take advantage of the younger and better pitcher here in Jack Flaherty, like the Detroit Tigers on the money line at a plus 120. I would definitely consider that run spread as well. It's probably going to be around that minus 160 range. I would take advantage of that. And I'm going towards an over-under in this particular game here. I'm going to go towards the under 7.5 runs in Minute Maid Park here. In T-Mobile Park, we have the Seattle Mariners here going up against these Texas Rangers. Seattle Mariners 40-31. Rangers are 33-35. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Seattle Mariners home favorites minus 140 with the comeback of the Texas Rangers at a plus 115. Total run set at 7, so very low total here. We do not have any information on money line, so we're going to be going right straight to the total runs. 89% of the bets and 89% of the money towards the over 7 runs here, despite the fact that we have a very nice pitchers duel for this game between the Rangers and the Mariners. Nathan Eovaldi here, 3-2 with a 2.68 ERA, going against George Kirby, 5-5 with a 3.81 ERA. Kirby has been phenomenal this year, very, very good. But he has been just a little bit worse on the road with a 3.93 ERA. This is definitely should be a pitcher's duel here. Kirby on the other side is elite at home. He has a 2.72 ERA at home. A little bit of a small issue against left-handed batters here with a 1.83 home run per 9, giving up some power to lefties. But his K rate is higher against left-handed at-bats, almost 30% K rate against lefties as well. So I'm going to be going towards the under in this game. That's going to be the top play, under 7 runs in this one. And if I'm going to choose a winner, I'm going to be leaning towards slight lean towards the Rangers. Give me that plus 1.5. They juiced it up to minus 200 for a reason. This should be a tightly contested game. I want you guys to get a nice little win here. Give me the plus 1.5 for the Rangers in this game here. That should be very, very close in this one. In San Francisco here, we have the Giants 34-35 going against the LA Angels 26-42. A little AL versus NL matchup here between these two teams here. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Giants as home favorites at a minus 140 with the comeback of the LA Angels at a plus 120. The total set at 8.5. So looking at the pitching matchup here, we got Patrick Sandoval, lefty, going up against Keaton Winn here, who's a righty. Sandoval's 2-8 with a 5.23 ERA, a 1.47 WHIP. Keaton Winn is 3-7 with a 6.94 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. So looking at the ERA alone, it does make you lean towards that 8.5 total here. Looking at the pitching matchup, Patrick Sandoval is an absolutely horrible pitcher here, especially against lefties. All right, so lefties, but he is going to be facing mostly righties here. That's how the switch is going to be for the Giants going up against this lefty in Sandoval. All right, so for Keaton Winn, he's a righty that struggles against righties. I don't like those type of pitchers. He pitches better. He pitches better at home with a 4.50 ERA. And on the road is 9.12. So you can see the difference between home and road for Keaton Winn. He is a ground ball pitcher, gives up a lot of hard contact. So that is a lot of red flags there. So despite the fact that Patrick Sandoval is not a good pitcher at all, Keaton Winn is almost nearly worse. So what I'm going to be taking here, give me the LA Angels here to steal a win against these Giants. I do not trust Keaton Winn at all. I don't like righties that can't pitch to righties, and you're giving up a lot of hard contact. If you're looking at a pitcher here, ground ball pitcher, granted, and he's giving up 40+% hard contact, that is a huge issue. That is a huge issue, and that is something that needs to be fixed. So we're going to be going with the Angels money line. Love them on the plus 120. If we're going with the run line, it is at a minus 175. I have no problem taking that as well for the Angels. And I'm going to be going towards the over 8.5 between these two pretty bad pitchers here. But if I'm going to choose the two evils, I'm going to be leaning towards Patrick Sandoval here because the Giants are bottom half of the league against left-handed pitching as well. In Dodger Stadium here, we have the LA Dodgers going against the Kansas City Royals. Dodgers are 42-28. Royals are 40-30. Looking at the current odds, we have the Dodgers as big favorites here at home, as usual, minus 200. With the comeback of the Royals at a plus 165. The total runs are set at 7.5. For the public bet percentage here, no information yet on that money line, but the total runs, 89% of the bets, 89% of the money towards the over 7.5 here. But we do have a pitching duel on deck here. Seth Lugo has been phenomenal this year, stretching out to a starting pitcher. He was a reliever in his days with the New York Mets here. And then Yoshinobu Yamamoto has been fabulous for the LA Dodgers here, 6-2 with a 3.00 ERA. Seth Lugo on the road, his ERA is even stellar. It's even more stellar here. A 1.69 ERA on the road. So this is the perfect spot here. They're going to need that ERA going up against this stacked Dodgers lineup here. He does have a little bit of a slight walk problem versus lefties. Just a little bit, just a tad. That could be concerning there. Dodgers could take advantage of some opportunities. All right, Yamamoto, Japanese stud. He has a 28% K rate to both lefties and righties, and he's continuing to wheel and deal here in the MLB. They have not figured out his pitches yet. So for this particular game, I'm going to be going with the LA Dodgers in this one. I expect it to be very close though. So I'm not confident in that run spread. Just give me the money line for the Dodgers and give me the under 7.5 for the total. I think that is a good bet here. And if you want to be a little bit to get it over it really quickly here, give me the under in the first 5. It's probably set around that 3.5 range. Then I'll be taking the under in the first 5 innings. I think that one is one you can definitely look toward as well in this matchup. Last but not least, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates going against the Colorado Rockies here. Pirates are 32-36. Rockies are 24-44. Pirates as road favorites here, minus 175 on the money line. Rockies are being disrespected on the money line, plus 145. Total run set at 10.5. So we got a nice high total here in Colorado. No public bet information on the money line, but the total runs here, 60% of the bets coming in towards the under 10.5, and 55% of the money coming in on the under 10.5. That is very, very interesting here in this matchup that we're talking about between these two teams in the Pirates and the Rockies. Jared Jones 4-5 with a 3.27 ERA. Ty Bloch 2-4 with a 4.84 ERA. Looking at this pitching matchup here, Jared Jones has been pretty solid this season, as you can see from his ERA, but his woes, all right, he has a 4.73 ERA on the road. He struggles on the road. There's a nice sample size here of over 30 innings of that, and he has a an issue of versus lefties, and he gives up power to left-handed at bats here. He's given up a 1.47 home run per 9 to lefties in those type of situations. For Ty Blotch, he has home and road splits as well. It's very, very big home road splits. He at home, he's 3.86 ERA. On the road, he has a 7.50 ERA on the road. So it's a huge difference there, night and day, between Ty Blotch here on home and on the road. You're getting him in a situation where this is the best possible opportunity for him to get a win at home against this team in the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm going to be going with the underdog here. I think there's plenty of meat on the bone here. Give me the +1.5 for the Colorado Rockies on the run spread to be safe. I also sprinkle on that money line at a +145, and I'm going towards a total. Here. I think I'm going to join everyone else here with the total and go under 10.5. I'm going to go under 10.5 here. This is Ty Blotch. He plays better at home. Jared Jones has been solid, but he does have that little bit of weakness. I don't expect that many runs in this particular environment here. So give me the Rockies on the run spread, Rockies money line in the under 10.5. All right. So that's going to be our breakdown for Saturday in the MLB slate. Let me know in that comment section down below, what are your plays for the Saturday slate? Any games that I did not cover that you want to speak about, let me know in that comment section down below. I give all my picks on the entire slate in the Patreon. I will always go over my favorite 7 to 8 plays on each video as well. So if you want to be signed up for that premium plays and in the futures, you go towards that link down below. Also, if you want to sign up for a sportsbook, FanDuel's running a great promotion right now. $5 down to get 200 bets for free. You'll see when you go to my link down below. That's signup.com. Link. You can get through to sportsbooks and be able to sign up to a sportsbook that you do not currently have yet. So go down to that description down below. We have the Patreon and we have the Bet Stamp sign up link, so you can get connected and get into a sportsbook. All right. So I'll be back very soon with another video. Peace out.